Good morning. I present to you Symphony No.2, which is a composition I've been working on for the past half year. This is called The Cries of War, and it's about a past war, any of them, and basically about the war process. So first, it's Shadows of Misery, which is about how soldiers are mourning in the battlefield. The second movement is the Reflection, in which the soldiers are reflecting on their lovely past lives. And the third movement is the Pact. This may not actually be a past war; it may just be a hypothetical war. But so first, I will play you the first movement, only part of it. And I will first play you the beginning, which is about soldiers in the battlefield, maybe having a sleep in the trenches, and they're really uncomfortable and sad. So like this. Let me turn the volume up quickly. Yeah, that's better. That's a bit like the war trumpet. That. Fighting the war actually, so the war trumpets are calling them up, and well, this kind of shows how much soldiers are suffering while maybe they're sleeping or having a rest and reflecting on their past life. They're called in the middle to war. And then there are a few other war parts. I'll not play all of them, but I'll quickly play this part, which is like this. The beginning tune actually, this one, just put in these different time signatures. It alternates from 243 and 243. So that's after part of the war. And now I'll play you the end of the first movement. Now this is about the soldiers thinking that they can resolve this war and thinking that maybe they might win or something, but then they find out that all is left of war is just misery and sadness. As you remember, this is the beginning tune, which is repeated quite a few times in the first movement. Seemingly glorious A-flat major to this mournful C-sharp minor key. And as you see, the dynamics labeled here is PPP hopeless. second movement, which is them starting to reflect. And then I will share to you the ending of the second movement, which is about like, well, even though they're in the battlefield, sad, mournful, dark, horrid environment, they're still thinking of their lovely past life and the happy memories with their family. And the last section seems to be a glorious section. But then after that, it goes into another C-sharp minor section, just like the first movement, and actually has the same ending because they think back to the fact that they're in the battlefield. So this is the beginning. It's quite a calm piece of music. So this is with lots of nice harp in it. And then this will shortly go on to a slightly sadder section, but has a happy resolution. It's in C-sharp minor, the next section. As you see, the piece goes a lot around C-sharp minor. So this part. Bad happening while they were at home. So maybe this section, as I said before, was something bad happening, maybe when they were at home, but then the E major chord at the end shows that whatever bad things happen at home with your family, they all get resolved. Now I shall play you the final section, which is quite a wide, expansive, glorious section. Goes like this. As you see, it reflects the original C-sharp minor as well, just this time in D flat major. First tune of the second movement, as you remember, but just in C-sharp minor. And as you'll see, you'll have a very similar ending to the first movement. In fact, it's the same actually. The only movement that doesn't have this ending is the third. That the second movement has the last note with a glockenspiel, but the first movement has it with the tubular bells. And the third movement, at the start, it's still fighting, and it's still not a very nice atmosphere. So I'll play you one of the fighting scenes, which is here. Section, but then another section I want to play to you is this middle section, which basically connects the war and the celebration. It's the pact, basically, the name of the piece. It's when they start to discuss what to do with this war, why people are suffering, and when people they start to think about, well, what really is a war, and what really to do with it. So this section is quite long, so I'll play from the start of it and I'll stop it at an appropriate time. These represent like people speaking and negotiating. And this is maybe some shouting going on. Goes on through this. There's a little bit more, but this section is mainly the one where everything starts to, the spirits get lifted, and then it goes to the final section. I'll play you a little bit of that, which has a build-up. I'll start from the build-up, which is here. It's slowing down gradually to a build-up. As you know, this piece is in B flat minor, and here's a build up to B flat major. The girl tends to feel comfortable with a more articulate melody. Itself in G major before going to this like final coda section. This is quite a complicated section with the strings, apart from the contrabass, doing arco, staccato with accents through many notes at quite a fast speed. It goes like this. And then the trumpet and horn come with the melody very soon, which is here. Repeats itself in 3 keys. We'll go to two keys before D flat major. And D flat major is the relative major on B flat minor, which is the key of this piece. It's now in D flat major. The trumpet is higher. And this is like the real entry. All the orchestra is playing this staccato melody, marcato. And it also has the same ending, but just the ending is in D flat major instead of C sharp minor. This represents the war being sold. So thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoyed my piece.